We are back!
It is night 6. We're in Detroit, Michigan, and it's the Emerald League, the Intercontinental Classic is back.
Dragon Lee in a big matchup as he tries to make a case for the semifinals of the Intercontinental Classic, which officially takes place on Tuesday.
The eve before New Year's Eve.
Yes. Dragon Lee sitting at 9 points, has won 3 matches in a row over Lexus King, Braun Breaker, and Johnny Gargano. Dragon Lee now needs to beat Josh Briggs in order to get one step closer to potentially being a semifinalist. And then after that, he's got a big match taking place on December 29th, tomorrow night, against Carmelo Hayes.
Now, before we talk about Josh Briggs' record, I would like to recap everyone's record here in the Emerald League. At this very moment, Dragon Lee's at 9, Dominic Mysterio leads at 15, Johnny Gargano at 6, Carmelo Hayes at 9, Lexus King and Josh Briggs at 0, Keith Lee at 9, and Braun Breaker at 12.
It is going to be a very interesting finish in the Emerald League. But don't count out this guy right here. Yes, Josh Briggs does have a goose egg. He's lost to Dominic Mysterio. He's lost to Johnny Gargano. But in these last 3 matches, he's been pulling out some incredible matches with Braun Breaker, Keith Lee, and Carmelo Hayes. Can he pull out another one against Dragon Lee?
But yet, he still keeps losing. Can Josh Briggs spoil the entire tournament for Dragon Lee and get his first points? Or will he continue to be on a losing streak?
I think he got it. I'm not gonna lie, he's got it.
Does he got it, or does he have it?
I think he has it, man.
Looking to rediscover himself and figure out who he really is on his own. Oh, unfortunately for Mr. Briggs, the time for self-discovery will have to wait until after the match.
Alright, here we go. Dragon Lee, Josh Briggs, and a big boot to the face to begin the match as Josh Briggs takes control as he goes right after the masked luchador.
Now I want to talk about Josh Briggs' run here. We did point out, this man's been sitting at a goose egg for the entire tournament, but he has been pulling out fantastic performances and matches as of late. Will he be able to continue those magnificent performances after a week-long break?
I mean, he's got a week-long rest. I don't think a guy like Josh Briggs, in the position he's in, would probably want to be out there wrestling every single day. But because he didn't get that opportunity, now he has to sit here thinking, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to sit over a week-long break as he takes on Dragon Lee in a potential trap match, as we like to call it in the NFL, a trap game. Oh, sleeper! A sleeper!
A sleeper with the body scissors right on the floor, but Dragon Lee is able to escape.
I like to point out, Dragon Lee's wins in this tournament has not exactly been clean to say the least. As, oh my goodness, Dragon Lee taking down a big man of Josh Briggs.
As now, Briggs turns him around and they lock back up. Wow.
So Dragon Lee had lost his first 2 matches against 2 favorites in this Emerald League, that being Keith Lee and Dominic Mysterio, but picked up 2 count-out wins against Lexus King and Johnny Gargano, and then got a huge clean win over Braun Breaker. So, I mean, you could call it lucky, you could call it talented, I don't know, but Dragon Lee just, he finds a way to win, and he's been having a breakout tournament so far. And a kick to the back of the head of Josh Briggs as Dragon Lee setting him up.
You have to chop Briggs down. Go for the
setting him up for something hopefully big for
well, this is a big matchup for Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee needs to win this match if he wants to have a chance at being a semifinalist and maybe a shot as a power bomb by Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs, who has been magnificent over those last 3 matches. Can he continue that run against Dragon Lee as a big drop kick?
Now, I would like to point out, Josh Briggs is kind of dominating this first kinds of portions of this match. But
oh my goodness, he flew! He flew with a
across
missile
the
drop
entire
kick!
ring.
And now go over the cover.
Dragon Lee with that missile drop kick, literally launching himself across the ring to hit Josh Briggs flush.
I feel like Josh Briggs has improved over the last year, to say the least, with his in-ring ability. Why? Because he's been playing more like the big guy, kind of like a Raquel Rodriguez, playing more as like the imposing force, as Josh Briggs flew across the ring.
With that slingshot Hurricane Rana, the bicycle knee, as now Dragon Lee heads to the top.
And a splash!
But
But does not go for the cover. As I mentioned, Raquel Rodriguez has been using her, her imposing force as to why she's one of the most improved wrestlers of 2025. Josh Briggs doing the same thing, which is why he's been red hot. Oh my goodness, a huge clothesline by Dragon Lee.
Hold on.
But Dragon Lee with a Hurricane Rana.
Josh Briggs just reversed the Operation Dragon, but I want to point out something. Dragon Lee, look, he pulled down that knee pad. Right before the Operation Dragon, he pulled down that knee pad, and now, big basement drop kick right to the back of the neck.
Wait a minute! Josh Briggs looking for the upset! Oh, and a kick out at one!
Count after the victory
That's something.
Ducked under the big boot. That's now big Hurricane Rana from Dragon Lee.
That's something Dragon Lee needs to keep in mind. Cannot take this lightly, because Josh Briggs is certainly an opposing force, and he can play spoiler at any time, even though he's still sitting at a goose egg right now. And now a DDT on the outside, as Josh Briggs might be busted open after that. And now Josh Briggs gets his knees on his chest. Oh my goodness, what the hell?
You mean he puts his knees up into the gut off the shooting star press from Dragon Lee?
This is insanity. And now he just fired himself up! He fired himself up!
Could he be going for that massive lariat that he's been...
That massive lariat almost beat Braun Breaker last week!
Absolutely.
Ran into the ref!
Oh, that could have been a smart decision from Dragon Lee. I think he was going for something big there, but here comes that lariat!
There it is! Josh Briggs! He could be pulling off the upset! Here it comes! Oh, and a kick out! Josh Briggs!
Now, I want to point out something. You said earlier, knowing Josh Briggs, he probably would have wanted to just kept wrestling.
Oh my god, another lariat! Another lariat! The second one of the match! The cover! Josh Briggs has done it! Josh Briggs has pulled off the upset!
And has spoiled a tournament, possibly, for Dragon Lee. That could taint Dragon Lee's chances of being the semi-finalist of this group as Josh Briggs gets his first point.
Unbelievable win for Josh Briggs.
Now, I want to point out something. You said at the start of the match, Josh Briggs, he probably would have wanted to use that whole week to keep wrestling, to keep the blood flowing. What if this man was practicing? What if this man was practicing? He was waiting for the speed, the agility of Dragon Lee, and it looks like he did because he ended up winning and being able to dominate Dragon Lee tonight.